Hey, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? Yeah, it would really help if people stopped shorting the market. It would actually go down. What a concept. So, before I forget, let me quickly go into this. Overnight inventory is gap long. Obviously, we're going to open on a gap, okay? It's going to be a gap up. And I told you guys yesterday and the day before that if we do not take out, this is the thing about rotation. Learn rotation, ladies and gentlemen. Learn rotation. Rotation will save your life if you are especially a size trader. We have this zone and it's 67.88 to 65.47. We've done look below and fails, look above and fails, back and forth. You guys know the drill. We did a look below and we failed to fail. Right? We failed to take out 65.47. As soon as that happened, we started our rotation up. Target, and I was going to say maybe target for the week, but heck, we might even get there today. Target for the day is 67.88 and three quarter. Okay, I'll call it out now. We're not that far away from it. We have shorts that are trapped under yesterday's close, 2 days. Then the next short position is here at the base of the P. And now there's another short position at 67.55. So that means if you're looking for a short on the way down, that you are going to have some competitive buyers at these levels. They're going to come in and they're going to be bid. There are going to be bids there. So those are areas, and we'll zoom in on that in a little bit. Now, we should also take a look at the 4-hour candle wax chart here. Once again, same deal. Remember this blue, sort of not blue, purple. Remember this purple zone? And we have been rotating through this zone ever since we had that big liquidation. Ever since we had that big liquidation, I drew out these zones, and it was down here, the 10th, right? And we just keep rotating through this 66.60 to 68.54. We have gone above it, below it, right? We've done the, you know, we've done the rotation up, the look above and fail, look below and fail, look above and fail, and then back. So 68.54 is the ultimate destination on that 4-hour chart, but we have to get over 68.05 first. But the first target is going to be 67.88 and three quarters off my old COVID levels, which are here. Right? The volume's nuts. We're gonna have to do something with all that volume, Jam. It's a good thing you brought it up. All right. Now, what do you think they're gonna do in the end of the year? Now, let's go look at Leather Jacket Guy's deal. Nvidia. I did up uh, a market profile chart on Nvidia. Not on Nvidia, on MSTR. Sorry, this is not Leather Jacket Guy. This is Bitcoin people. MSTR, the close is here. Overnight inventory is long, so you're looking for a correction lower. Do you see how overnight inventory can help you in equities? Because it's going to open on a bit of a gap, so you're going to look for that correction lower if you're trading MSTR. But if MSTR can't take out 189, don't be short. we'll see what happens in that leather jacket guy and NVIDIA. There we go. NVIDIA's printing 196.26 pre-open. And you'll be looking for 200 as your resistance on NVIDIA. Cost basis is all underneath 192 in NVIDIA. So I hope you guys aren't short in the equities room on that thing, because we're going into month end. Next week is month end, and it's an abbreviated week. It's only a 3-day week. You know, for liquidity purposes, it's only a 3-day week. Let's zone in on... Here we go. It's a real dog's breakfast here. Got that untraded POC, which we just traded through. Thanks a lot. We've got a big set of single prints in that overnight profile. Right, when they took the stops at 67.56. Right, we've got a short position from 67.57 half up to 64. So the market will be bid there. You can see that. Do we have a poor high? No, Harris, we have a proper high. We have 2 ticks of excess. But we know that the sellers stepped in at 73, and that's okay, right? Not a big deal. Market profile says that a poor high is either a double top or only 1 tick of excess. We have 1, 2, 3. So it's actually a proper high according to the market profile theory, guys. All right. Now we're looking for a backfill. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the position is 63 to 57 half. Okay? That's where the short position is. There is a short position on top of the overnight cost basis. That's not good for short sellers. That's not good for short sellers. That's not good. When you have a short position on top of cost basis, you need a lot of selling to put the market underneath cost basis for them to put it on sale. Do you guys get that? It's just one of those things that I want you guys to start thinking. You're going to have to really get into situational awareness, okay? In this market, these single prints here from 25 to 27, these are still valid. Even though we traded into them into Globex, they're still valid. Can anybody tell me the reasoning behind that? It's very simple. Don't everybody... There you go. Only RTH, but why? You're halfway there, brother. You're halfway there. Time is a good thing, but there's more. Think about it this way. Think about it this way. At 9 o'clock my time, which is 4 in the morning in New York, the market came down here. And the early bird caught the worm. So all of that cheap supply was taken up by traders who were awake to take advantage of it, or who had their orders in. That's why when the market came down, it went through these single prints a little bit and boing. So all the cheap supply was gone. So you went to the store to buy a cheap whatchamacallit. What do you guys buy? I don't know. What's the hot thing now? You went to buy your PlayStation 342, and all the cheap ones were gone. So now they bid the market up. That's why those singles are still valid, because when we get there, they're going to be people who didn't get supply. That is a, oh, Harris, by the way, that is a forbidden word in this room. Uh, Crocs are a forbidden word in this room. ask Omni. Those things are forbidden in this room. Oh, man. Nasty shoes. I can't believe that's a public company. Well, you can take anything public, can't you? Upper stops. There's that 68, 67, 85 area that we are looking at. That's our target. And there's a stop above it too, and then there's another set of stops right here. So let's see what happens. I'm looking for a bit of an inventory correction lower. We'll see if we could fill the singles. That would be nice and healthy. So our balance is 67.43 half to 49 half. And as you can see, double it. Did I put it in the JJ levels? Yesterday. I didn't do it today. There. It's got to be in there. Uh, 67.04 to 15. I don't know where you're seeing that, Colin. No, there are no singles at 67.04 to 15, sir. Colin, if you want, if you can take a screenshot of what you think you're seeing and direct message me that. What you're looking is a big chunk of excess. Just so I make sure that you're on the right track. Yeah, we want to make sure that you get the right info. So there's singles from yesterday. No, sorry, singles from the overnight. But there's no supply down there yet. So let's see if we can get down to 57. And we did that webinar on market profile so you could see. So the short sellers that are bid here, they're bid to cover, right? And what they're going to do is they're going to move their buy orders up and down and up and down. So they move them down when they see a seller. They move them up when the seller goes away. That's why you get this choppy action right here. That's exactly what's going on your candle chart. So we know there are sellers here. We know there are sellers here. Right? A nice inventory correction off the open would be lovely. I don't see a setup on the short until we come under 61. If you are a cowboy, right? Right? Our space cowboys, if you're shorting here, you will want to use, if you're short in this area here, You want to use that as your first out, and then that is your second. Here, let's see. This could be a nice look below and fail because there's position here. There's a little position here at 55. Whole house is sick? Oh man, that's brutal. There is some weird flu going around. A bunch of people in my building have it. Oh, excuse me. So we can't even break 61 and a half. Look at that. They're starting to bid the market there. So if you were short, I would start picking up, I would start doing a little covering here. Right? Nothing wrong with buying a few contracts here to get back your position. You know, and if it holds, we are going to go back up, and your target's going to be 72. Okay? So, you know, if you bought some at 63, 64, I'm long 65.85 on 3 micros. Out one at 67. Out another one at, let's see, 67 and a quarter, and out the last one at 68. There you go. So Harris, that's not a look below and fail. That's a fail to look below. Just as good. Now, I was a little slow, but you can see how that trade works really nice. When you run out of supply, there's nothing more beautiful than when you run out of supply and the entire market is short underneath you. That is a thing of beauty. You know, that is like a gift, right? Everybody goes to short it. Wholesale buys all the supply, and everyone's just pounding away on that short. You get some beautiful leverage, and you get a nice quick trade out of that. Does everybody understand why I took that trade? Yes? No? Kind of? Good. Good, good, good. Oh, that's weird. Colin, I'll have to double check your charting. There's something off with your charting. That's okay. Harris, you're actually going to learn a lot more from not taking trades than taking them at the beginning. So you'll learn the little nuances of the market. Oh, goodness. So we know that there's a bid at 61. you see, here's the thing. I'm going to explain retail and institutional trading. Do you guys want to hear this? I'm going to explain the business very simply. The business is a business that produces products. This business is continually producing products to sell to people because there's new money coming into the market every month off of your, you guys have money come off your 401k, your KEO, your ISA, whatever country you live in, your RRSP, for my knuckleheads, right? So there's investment money that comes off of your paycheck every month. There's what they call capital flows. They got to put that somewhere. So they've got to invent stuff for you to buy or for your pension fund manager to buy, blah, blah, blah. Right? They got to put money to work. So when they're putting money to work, they're creating products. So investment bankers create products. They take companies public. Okay? And then there's a thing called an institutional salesman. Okay? Well, just listen, Harris. It doesn't really matter what you call it right now, brother. I'm telling you what it is. Okay? So investment bankers create product. Institutional salesmen sell that product to their institutional clients, banks, hedge funds, pension funds, etc. And traders are the truck drivers who drive the product out of the factory, which is the investment bank, into the public markets. Do you guys understand that? So institutional traders are just glorified truck drivers. Okay? Now we have nothing to do with any of that, right? We're like flies. We're like buzzing around, right? So what we want to do is we want to catch a ride on one of these trucks as it's leaving the warehouse, right? Like Dave, has a big, he's got a B train, a big 2-trailer semi, with a nice Kenworth engine on there. When he's pulling out of the warehouse, we want to just jump on the back and hang on for dear life. You did 3? Jesus. Oh, adventures in trucking, eh, Dave? So when that truck pulls out of the warehouse, we just jump on and we get off at some of the stores, right? Larger traders can hold on because they got stronger fingers all the way to the ultimate store. Like, so Dave goes from the factory to Saks Fifth Avenue, which is the most expensive part, right? And then once nobody wants to buy it at Saks, it gets marked down and taken to TK Maxx, right? And if we have a real sale, then it'll get back underneath cost basis and they'll just blow it out. That's the business. That's all we do. We create products for you to buy. Right now, there are 3 guys sitting around going, oh, structured finance, we should build this, and oh, we can have this kind of ETF. Hey, what is everybody talking about now? Oh, Bitcoin ETF. Okay, let's build one of those. Right? They'll buy that. Right? What else is that? Oh, AI super fund. Okay, let's do that. Make it an ETF. BlackRock's good for $1 billion. Sure, they'll buy that. See what I mean? Right? It's just about a product. A stock is a product. Right? The ES is a product. The ES is a product which has a high rate of repossession. Right? So people buy it and then it gets repossessed. Right? And then somebody picks it up and sells it higher, and then it gets repossessed. So we're always flushing people out who buy at the highs, right? Just kind of remember that it will help you. It'll really help you keep track of things. and visualize. Visualizing stuff is very hard to do in this business because they love to make it overcomplicated, right? Everybody in this business, because even if they're making money or not making money, they want to sound smart. Everybody's so desperate to sound smart. I don't care about sounding smart. I just want you guys to make some money, right? And I don't want you to lose your house while you're making money. You know what I mean? The ES is a speculative market. So what's going on here is speculation, right? Investments are not speculation. They're for people to buy and hold for long periods of time. Like when your great-grandmother bought some IBM and put it in a safety deposit box, right, at Chase Manhattan Bank, 50 years later, you go dig out that cert that she bought for 1,000 shares. Now it's like 10,000 shares, and there you go. Exactly, Lear. Oh, look at how it's getting jumpy, isn't it? Ooh, it might be a hot time in the old town tonight. Look at this, as Jack Nicholson would say. It's getting frisky. Where's the point of control? It's what? 3,100 contracts at 45. Let's see if we can... Oh, these are rookie numbers. They need to put up some numbers here. Keep it simple, folks. Keep it simple. So they had margin changes today, right? Remember, that's why it was a little... Globex at times was a little slow. Oh, is Anne-Marie with us today? No, she's not. So I'm looking for a break of 61. We're going to open somewhere here. Hey, that was close. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? I got to say I'm short biased. Right? I'm short biased just because normal business is to correct overnight inventory. Short 64 and 3/4. Whoa! Took it back at 63 and 3/4. I was not fast enough. Oh, that was a brutal trade. Oh, good thing it was only 1 micro. All right, let's try that again. Get your bids and offers in, okay? Get your bids and offers in. If you're trading this open, do not sit around with your thumb up your you know what, okay? If we take out the overnight high, I can't say that on live stream. As Chris Rock would say, there's no bleep in the champagne room. If we accept over that overnight high and take out that upper stop. So if you're short now, right? Say you're shorting the 70s, right? Keep that overnight high on. If you're not, holy, look at that. Really watch your risk, folks. Okay? Jeez, look at that. Leave it alone and let it settle in. It's the smartest thing you've said all week, Jam. How's your computer? Hope you got it up and running, man. Sorry, it's been a crazy week so far. I'll check in with you later today. Oh, I think I've got a cold too. Sniffling like nuts here. Oh. Now that trade I just did showed me that I was not fast enough. I was not fast enough and I was not quick-witted enough to be in that trade. Because I should have had my buy orders in. Man alive. They're buying them in just under the overnight high. And there's a seller there. That's unusual. Usually the seller is above the overnight high. So I wonder. I'm just going to watch this. See if we can get under 66. Short 68. Covered 66 and a quarter. Yeah, it's not the best trade in the world. But let's see if we can get underneath that open. Yeah, wow. Point of control dropped from there to there. Now they're going to take that, go sell it up as far as they can. Well done, Jerry. Well done. Okay, there's a seller at 71. That's good. It's a little long of the tooth here, but they got the shorts really trapped hard under 66. Because every time we come down to 66, it like hits a wall. Jeez. That seller's still there. There's a lot of people offside over the last 2 days. I'll just be happy to sit and watch. It's choppy yet it's quite volatile. I would recommend newer traders sit this out. Right? If you're a fast trader, cool. Right? Right? I just bought and sold it 69 to 71 real quick. Real quick. Position trading? Yeah, I don't think so. We do have a chop going here. If we could take out that 72, please don't be short. There's a seller at 71 and 3/4. There's a seller at 72. You could have them. I don't want them. Here we go. I'm long 69 and feeling fine. Out at 73. That's cool. The order book isn't thin, but it's moving pretty quick. So if we get over 75 and a quarter, which was one of the levels I gave you guys earlier, you will be going up to 67.85. It won't be pretty. Usually we get better price action and it'll hold the overnight high, but we don't get to choose our price action. We just get to choose how we manage our risk. There is a lot of distribution up here. Good stuff, Jimmy. It still hasn't really settled down, has it, Jam? Yeah, exactly. That big chunk of volume. And the candles are fairly large. You know, people have to get stuff done today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's it, right? If you've had a bad month, you better get to stepping. Yeah, there's a seller at 75, and that's a good thing. It's the only thing that's the only thing that's saving anybody who's short underneath the overnight high is that 75 seller. If that 75 seller steps away, do you guys know what line lock is? Anybody in the room ever heard of line lock? Okay. In the old days, he used to have drag racing cars. And line lock was a way to lock up the front wheels so you could spin your back wheels and get them nice and sticky. So when you unlock the front wheels, right? When you unlock those front wheels, right? Boom, right? You hook up real nice, right? Because the back tires are nice and sticky. So that's what I'm hoping. If we get over 75, and I don't think we are right now, thank goodness, this thing would just rip. It's a good thing the sellers are long from way below and they're just having a field day here. Exactly, carnivore, right? Now, in normal markets, that happens through natural process. In stocks, we'll do it on purpose. Now, let's see. Can we get a short from the open down to 57? I don't think so. My timing's off on that. Drag racing, exactly. So you get the tires really nice and sticky, and then it just rips. They hook up real nice. I used to do that on stocks all the time. I'd put a really, really big offer here, right? And I'd just keep hitting the bid with other firms. Everybody would just short, and I'd just buy everything. And I'd pop that offer, and boom! And then you'd have everybody short. Oh, good times. This is distribution. This is pure distribution, as Jab said, because all of the inventory is underneath us. You know, it's all down here. So imagine if you were. It's called work, Harris. It's called work. People who don't understand it call it market manipulation. It's just work. Here we go. We are looking for 88 and 3/4 to the upside. Good business, eh, Alexander? Big candles. Lots of people coming into the store. Lovely. Okay. We're only 15 minutes in. Lots of excitement. Divergence between ES SPY and QQQ has resolved itself. So they all kissed and made up? That's good truth. Good stuff. Not holding the overnight high. Good thing there's a seller at 73. Oh, really? Interesting. Never even thought about that. Then again, I'm a very simple trader. Right? I just trade ES. So it looks like we've got kind of a big rotation between 64 and 74 for all intents and purposes, right? So they're buyers under 70 and they flip to the offer over 70. White lines where sellers put bids. Sellers put offers, buyers put bids. Harris. This is a distribution balance. So if I looked at this and I drew a balance zone, right, I would go like this. That's okay, brother. Don't worry. right? Not a big deal. So if I drew that balance zone, right? Basically what we're doing, my friend, is just doing this. But what we're doing, in the larger picture, we are taking the inventory from underneath and selling it here in a back and forth manner, right? Now, what I'm afraid of for my poor old short sellers is that if we catch a bid over 75 and stay and drive that A high higher, right? The only thing that's saving us, and Jam said there's some volume there. That's the only thing that's because there's inventory in the shelves here. Because when we came down, we left inventory. You know, there's inventory. Market makers and wholesalers, they have inventory at higher levels. But it is cleaning it out. You see, it's cleaning it out. Do not like the short. Remember I said, if it gets over 75 and accepts, please don't be short. Now, let's see how well these levels work for us. We're creeping up on that 88 and 3/4. Jeez. God, I hope you guys aren't short. I don't know, Matt. Could be. Could be, my friend. I mean, on my 4-hour chart, it's a look below and fail of 66.60. The ultimate target is 68.54. That does not bode well for shorts. Yeah, it was a big candle. Big candle means big orders, right? Big candle in a market with big ranges that has a very thin order book means big order. It's funny how supply just magically shuts off, isn't it? Just when everybody goes and shorts it. How curious. Oh, God. Uh, I'm sorry. It's just after 34 years, you just realize nothing ever changes. It's just sometimes it's like a comedy of errors. Okay, looking for bids at the overnight high on the backfill here. That's all. Now you see it, now you don't. Exactly. It's going to be a good month for wholesalers. These ranges, my God, they must have made a fortune. Yesterday and the day before, Lonigan, quite a few. From the way the market's trading, you can tell a lot of people shorted it yesterday and the day before. Everybody was thinking Nvidia was going to blow their earnings. See, and I don't follow the company because I'm not that technical. So I was just looking at the company chart on Nvidia, and I went, it's right at cost basis. You kind of want to short it when it gets underneath cost basis. So then at least you'll have some panicked sellers, right? I mean, if a stock's trading at $8 a share, it goes up to 10 and comes back to 8, it's okay. But you don't really want to short that. When it gets under 8, everybody who's long from 8 to 10, they start getting nervous and they'll start selling. So then you're going to have that backup you want as a short seller. See, we never used to short a deal unless we knew that there was a seller. Why? Why would you put yourself through that torture of shorting something while it keeps going higher? It's like hitting yourself over the head with a baseball bat. You know? See there, if you're a fast shorter, and I'm not fast enough this morning, I proved that to myself. If it had shorted like 67.80 with an 82 stop and then cover 75, that's a beautiful trade. It's not an A plus setup and you've got to be fast. Now let's see if they stop selling at 73.5. Yeah, that worked. Long 77, out 70, 78 and a quarter. That worked. Yeah, that worked. Quickly. Right? You can't fall asleep at the switch. So now we got a little distribution here, right? There's your little box. Back and forth. That's why I took that long here. Bit risky. Bit risky. They're making some nice sales up here. And anyone who's trapped short under 73, 72, they're forcing the buy-in at 79. See, the thing is that the people know that next week it's going to be a pain. The closer you get to Wednesday, the slower the markets are going to be because all the really big shops, they take that whole week off. You guys know that, right? Like we have a trader in here who's successful, and yesterday he said, "You know what? I might just shut it down next week and then just take all of December off," right? So if you are offside going into next week, also remember year end is coming, right? So if you're offside, you're in trouble because you're going to have a bad fourth quarter, and geez, nobody really is going to forgive you if you have a bad fourth quarter, right? So let's say, you know, Harris is having a bad fourth quarter. All it takes is a 2-second wire transfer to move that 50 million that I've got with Harris to Badir, right? To Mother Truck. Doesn't take long. Just move my account. You will see desperation in the tape in the next 6 weeks. It's the joy of Christmas. Looking for 85.5 and then 88 3/4. You're accepting clients? I'm sure. I'm sure you have a lot of projects here that need funding. You're accepting clients. Have you finished that TR6 yet? Good Lord, man. I'm still waiting for pictures of the completed car. It's okay, brother. You're enjoying your retirement. That's good. Creeping up on 85 and a half. Well, it's because you keep taking on new projects. I'll fix this car and then I'll do this. Oh, I'm going to build this. Oh, let's build that. It's okay. That's what you're supposed to do when you're retired. You're supposed to enjoy yourself. All right, what's next here? Just more distribution and creep. What are the bets? Do you think we hit 88 and three quarter? Oh, wow. Well, that's good. MES already hit 88 and three quarters? Wow, it must be thin out there. Are you sure, Badir? Oh, because I'm looking at my MES DOM and I'm like, I got 84 and three quarter. It's creeping. It's slowly creeping. We're getting close. Eyes 86. Let's see if they front run it. A little look above and fail of 85 and a half. I did not take that trade because it's probably going to stop selling at 82. Oof. There we go. 88 and three quarter. Oh, 88 and a half. Oh, okay. We punched through it. Well, target hit, my friends. Look below and fail. The, the fail to look below 65.47. Rotation up. All my 5,000 contract traders on the swing. You guys could send me a Rolex. Thank you. I will be accepting Rolexes for Christmas. That was like a $25 million trade on size. Let's see. She overran it by a few ticks. It's not bad considering that 88 and three quarter level is a 5-year-old level. Almost 6. It'll be 6 years old next year. Yeah, we overran it by a bit, Dave, but still not bad for 5 years. Over 5.5 years. And the reason for that, folks, is even though we changed the contract and everything, it's the same product. Nothing ever changes, right? It's just ES. It's like, the business never ever changes, which is really helpful, right? And now with how accurate algorithms are, it's just really wonderful because we don't have to spend a lot of money on as much money on stops as you usually would. Now we're going to backfill. You're looking for 82 if you're a short seller. If you're short 86, 87, 85, right? I'd put some bids in at 82 and 3/4, see if you can get tickled there. Because here we go. There you go. There you go. There you go. There's your fill. And lift. That's why I said to have your bids in. All right, I told you 82 and 3/4, and that's exactly where it went to. After a while of looking at charts and really zoning into what's important in the chart, instead of worrying about patterns, look to what's really important. It'll blow you away. The information that you can pull off of a simple candle chart is insane. Can't break 82. Why? The position's underneath 82. Do you guys understand what I'm talking about when I'm babbling on here? Why do you understand why I keep babbling on about 82? Because this is the position. You take that, you sell it, and you stop selling because you bought it here. Right? It's just simple commerce. You don't need any upside down chart patterns or bulls holding flags or raccoons holding pizza boxes. I don't know what you guys got. But just look where they stop selling. That's all you got to do. The top of the candle is where the sellers initiate selling. The bottom of the candle is what they stop selling. Why do they stop selling and move price up? Because they see buyers. Pretend that white line is a glass door. And they're looking through that glass door and they see buyers. How difficult is it to transition to start trading size? I can trade decent size on scalps. Cesar, the bigger time frames, I don't mind that. I need a little bit of a slower market to trade size just because I'm very risk averse. All depends on the account. How long have you been trading? You know what? You could DM me and we'll have a chat. Because it's different for everybody. What kind of size, what kind of time frame, what are you comfortable with? What's your level of skill? You know what I mean? Yeah, but just DM me and we'll have a chat. Look above and fail. Nice call, Mother Truck. Sorry, I was a bit distracted, but yeah, nice look above and fail. And that's okay. You can't hit every single trade. That's a nice look above and fail. All the way back down to 73 in that overnight high. And she should slow down around 72 where the position is. Not so much dangerous, Dave. Just, it's one of those trades where you got to be a little bit quick. You know, got to be a little quicker than the average bear today. Now, have we sold enough up in this area here where we're going to fill in the cheaper buyers? That's what you got to think now, right? When we get down into this area here, I don't know what's lurking here. Let's see what's going to happen. See, that's smart. You've been trading for a while, for 8 years, but you haven't sized up. That's very cool. Great discipline, my friend. Very good discipline. I'm looking for the open at 65. See you, Badir. Have fun. Enjoy your night. Hope your son has a good graduation. It's kind of having a hard time getting lower than 67 because traders are front running that 65 open. That's okay. Because the ranges are large, I wouldn't just arbitrarily short here. I might be a bit of a nervous Nelly, but I wouldn't take a short until we hit the overnight high and maybe did a look above and fail of that. Because right here, it's just, I don't know. And VWAP is down there too, right? It's lurking at 59. The good thing that's looking for a liquidation is the candles are getting a little smaller. And it's kind of slowing down a little bit. See ya, Hank. Be safe out there. Hmm. Yeah, this is no man's land for me right now. If you're long off the front run of the open, watch 73. Ooh, poking our head over the overnight eye. Ooh. Now, there should be a seller here. There's not a seller. Be very scared. No, just kidding. There we go. That's that little short. 72 short down to 69. There, that's perfect. A couple of points. Pay the phone bill. All right. Nice work, Jonathan. Nice work. Now back over that overnight high. If we can get there. See, now this is where market profile, this is where you got to really dig into the candles because up here you've got no information that you can work off of. Here you know that there's a seller here and there's a seller here. There's a little bit of inventory here. This is your cost basis. You're in your cost basis. So you can work off all that stuff on a candle chart in the 1 minute. So, like I said, TPO, this is like a map of the city, and then this is the map of the neighborhood you're in, so you don't get lost. Little rotations. Okay. Exactly there. Exactly. Hmm. Questions? Comments? Complaints? Don't tell them to me. I don't see a clear trade here just yet. That's why I'm kind of quiet. What strategy for paying yourself while at the same time growing your account? I take money out every week. See, I don't pretend in growing an account. If I have different size accounts that I trade for people, for friends, so different accounts, but from my own account I just trade for income, Caesar. So what I do is between doing stock deals, I trade so I don't have to do anything stupid in a stock deal to pay my rent. So I'm very different that way. So that's why we should talk. I think it's very smart that you waited to grow your account. You should have set parameters and risk on sizing up. See, the thing with me is I can if we have a chat, you can size up pretty nice on some of these time frames. You can I don't know what you're trading. But with the mini you can 10 to 20 contracts. You can make a fairly decent living. The chart book is downloadable in the JJ chart book chat area. Sorry, Jonathan. Yeah, give me a DM me, and that applies to any other trader who wants to chat, large or small. I'm vwaptrader1 on X. Just hit me up there. Or come join us at the Trading Syndicate. We'd love to have you. Steve will be running a Thanksgiving special and a pre-Thanksgiving special. I'm sure he's always got something going. That's a fancy way of saying, Alexander, if I've got a bunch of long inventory and some buying comes in, fan, right? You're just selling that inventory into the buying, right? If I have short inventory and the incoming order flow is short, I mean, is there's some selling, then I better get in there and start buying back position. Now, if the reverse happens, then I got to work, right? So if I'm long and selling comes in off the open, well, then I got to do some fancy footwork. If I'm short and a whole bunch of buying comes in off the open, same thing. Best get to dancing. What I need to do is I don't talk about because it's just going to confuse you guys, and frankly, it's omerta, right? But that's pretty much all you need to know. That's why inventory corrects. Now, when it fails to correct, it means somebody's offside. That's what that signal is to you. That's how you use that information in a practical manner, right? As soon as you find out that inventory is short and it's not correcting, or that means there's sellers. If inventory is long and it's not correcting, right? Um, Same thing. You sort of treating it like a business, my friend. It is a business, and it is the largest business out there. It is a multi-trillion-dollar business. So that's good. Just treat it like a business. You got good you've got good habits. That's a good thing. Right? Most traders have no good business habits. That's why they do things like FOMO and Shlomo and tilt schmilt, all that stuff, right? Hmm. We should push up a little bit now. 79 and a half. So this was a very, very long, drawn out rotation, right? We failed to look below 51, 61, sorry. Those bids were right there. This is the thing. For some reason, I think today is Friday, and my concentration is off. We should have been going long there. Sorry about that. Hope somebody caught that. Pretty much. Pretty much a VWAP bounce, but not even a VWAP touch. They front ran VWAP, Alexander. You see the space here? Between VWAP and the bottom of those candles, those are the buyers that came in. Didn't get a chance to touch it. So what we might do, one of the scenarios is just this. Because remember, the market, the last 2 days of inventory are below us, right? And everybody's short in those last 2 days except the longs, who could use this nice 73 to 88 zone just to sell inventory back and forth. That would work too, right? I don't take the look below and fail of the open. That for me is not a valid trade. But some people do, and I'm not knocking it. Um, I generally don't. I've never done that trade enough to understand the subtleties of it, so I stay away from it. I'm a very, like I said, I'm a very, very risk averse trader. I'll only stick with certain things that I know work. And when I don't see those things happening, I'm hands off. I don't like exploration with my money or other people's money. You know? 'Looking for 85 and a half. Hey, Mark, what's going on? Yeah, rotation. Now let's see if we rotate down under 79 and a half. Little pit stop at 76 and then back down to 68. Okay. You guys are all really quiet. Oh, cool. Good stuff. Congratulations. Good to have you back with us. Any questions? So, folks, we do have a couple of things in our room that will really help you with trading if you're trying to decide. We do have an AI trading coach which has been fed good information from trusted sources like myself and the leading trading educators, not the YouTube idiots. And we have trained that, and it's a great resource with the room and also the people in the room, right? No, Colin. The profile on the TPO gives no clues really right now. Colin, your best bet, brother, is to just focus on that 1 minute candle chart. If I were you, I'd kind of take my focus off TPO. And remember what we talked about? And just trading those 1 minute candles, the look below and fail and the look above and fail. Just stick to that right now. Because that's your best bet for rotation. You see, when you're looking at this, you can't trade this. There's no information there. There's no references there. But here you have very clear references, right? That you can buy here and you can short this, right? You know where your sandbox is that you can play in, right? Here there's no place where you're going to put your stop. I buy it here. Where am I? It's got to be a dollar amount, and that never works. Your stop has to be structural, brother, right? The stop always has to be structural. Yeah, like I say, TPO is a map of the city. The candle is a map of the neighborhood you're in. And when you're scalpers or even smaller traders like we are, and when I say smaller traders, I say people trading under $2 million. That's what I consider a smaller trader. Trading under, $5 to $2 million. That's small, right? Um, you want to be really, really zoned in. How do I come up with my balance zones? What they are, Joe, is a cost basis. And if you come into our room at the Trading Syndicate, and if you look on the YouTube videos, what I do is I look for, hang on, let me just draw this out real quick. Where are we? Where are we? Okay. See what a chart goes like this? And then it does this. And it comes back down. You look for a low and a high, and when you look below that low, you go to that high. It's just establishment of a cost basis. Gives you a great way to trade because you trade from the outside in. And it's simple. It's so simple. And see how it works? Look at the candle we're in. Look at the high of that candle, 85.5. What's my level? 85.5. There you go. Or it was 85.75. I'm off by a tick. And you just double it. Because it's a cost basis, right? So Joe, if you buy 1,000 apples and you pay 10 cents for them, right? You double it. Double you sell them at 20 and then 40 and then 80. Simple. Good stuff, Ed D. Good, good. Good to hear. Well, my time is up. My friends, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Come visit us at thetradingsyndicate.org. If you need any help, reach out. I am around. And our AI trading coach, I'm going to put this in here as well. Check it out. If you have any questions, give me a shout. I'm always available. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And we'll see you all tomorrow, bright and early, 7:30 a.m. London time, UK time. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye for now.